Today is the day. The road trip begins. I am so freaking nervous, you guys have no idea. I have a lot of faith in this car, but I'm nervous about leaving home for a long time. I'm nervous about driving this thing for that far. I've never driven an E34 that far, let alone an E34 that I literally just finished building. I literally just finished dialing this thing in like 2 days ago. And not even, like today. It's really never ending, the dialing in. So I wanted to put a lot more miles on it before this started, but so be it. So I have an entire assortment of gear here that I will show you guys what I'm bringing. Tools, spare parts, all that. I'm gonna pack that in here after I show you guys what I got. Then we're waiting on my two co-pilots. So Eustace and Brandon will be joining me to Montana. We're gonna hang out there for a week, and then from there they will fly home and I will continue on to LA and other places by myself. So I got some help for the first part of the drive, which is the hardest part, I'd say. So I'm gonna run you guys through all the things I've put together, pack them in, see how it looks, and then we gotta wait for them to pack our luggage in, and hopefully we have room. All right, so here is our assortment. So to start, I'm just gonna go left to right because I don't know how else to categorize this. I have my jumpsuit, my BMW jumpsuit. In case I have to work on something in a dirty setting, I need the jumpsuit. I have two blankets already in the back that I have already packed away underneath the cover, so I don't want to deal with them. So two blankets to lay on. I got a lawn chair, which is very important for chilling. Spare tire, I needed a 17. Luckily I checked this because since I have those bump steer plates on the front, you cannot run a 16 because the control arm will hit. So a 17 was a minimum, so this is a set I got off a parts car. Pressure's good, tire's good. I ran it on the car, so it works. So that's all we have in the trunk so far. And then I'm gonna put most of the stuff in this big bin just to kind of keep everything together. I got a lot of plastic garbage bags, jumper cables, a tow strap in case, God forbid, we need to get yanked, a roll of paper towels. I got some quick detailing things, so I got some microfibers, some quick detailer, and some window cleaner because, you know, car might get dirty. Then on to the important stuff. So we have two upper radiator hoses. I'll probably cut one because there's no point. So we got one upper radiator hose, we got a lower radiator hose. This is the heater core hose to the aux pump. We have the E34 spider hose, because why not? So that's all the radiator hoses and coolant hoses we need. Then I have a spare hydraulic belt tensioner. Don't know why a new one would go bad, but just in case. Then I have two fuel pumps. So this is, I think, an E36 or an E46 M3 fuel pump, but it could be easily wired into work. So I brought this, but at the odd chance that this is like hard to get to work, I brought, I think, an eBay E34 pump. So it's already in like the sending unit and stuff, which is cool. So this would be a lot easier to wire in, and you'll see I brought wiring tools. So two spare fuel pumps because I'll be honest, the one thing I forgot to change on this car was a fuel pump. So we're on the original fuel pump. It's only got 84K. I mean, these pumps can last like 200K, so fingers crossed that holds up well. But that's pretty much the only part of this car that like we'd have to worry about in essence. Then we have a spare ICV just in case, spare radiator cap just in case my radiator cap blows up, one OBD2 coil pack, but you'll see I got a bunch of OBD1 ones, which I believe are the same. We got a spare clutch with fan in case the clutch fan blows up. And in case the clutch fan blows up, we got a spare belt to get on there, which is nice. Then we got this, which I'm actually very proud of. So I got this little tackle box from fishing that I have reorganized to be my little go-to emergency kit. So here we have hose clamps of different sizes, random relays, a ton of fuses, very important to have, spare lug bolts, miscellaneous nuts and bolts that go to various parts of these cars just because I have them, a radiator clip. We got extended lug bolts because my fronts are on spacers, so God forbid. We got spare corner bulbs and high beams and a license plate light. We got some spade connectors for wiring. And then here we got two axle bolts, some Guibo bolts, and one more spare lug. So this is like my little DIY kit. Everything fits nicely in there. So I'm pretty happy with this. That's like the nice little emergency kit. In this mile box, we have all my longer wrenches. So we have long socket wrench breaker bar. We got my flex neck 3/8, big vice grips. We have 22 to like 19 mil box wrenches, clutch fan tools, one adjustable, and some extensions. We got the torque wrench, We got the big Milwaukee Impact with a charged battery and a 17 on it. Big ass hammer. We have a multimeter, which is always a good thing to have. We have spare wire, which can be used as like jumpers in case I have to jump any relays or stuff like that. Spare wire. We have obviously a jack, a nice little small one. This should do the trick to get the car in the air. Jack stands, of course. Then we have, I only bring these because I have them, why not? A spare IHKR for the AC, climate control. A spare light control module. A spare general module. And a spare relay module. So pretty much every major relay or module that goes in this car, just in case. Then we have a spare jug of coolant, spare jug of oil, and a spare jug of brake fluid. Pretty crucial fluids, I think. We got a can of brake cleaner in case we have to clean some stuff. We have, I'll get into this in a second, a full 1/2 inch socket set and then a full 3/8 and 1/4 inch socket set. So that's a majority of the tools right there. We have spare rags, a skateboard for myself. This is a game changer. A nice little Milwaukee air pump so we could fill up tires on the road, on the fly. Fire extinguisher, of course, very important. And then a bunch of gloves here in case we gotta do work. In this box we have bulbs, headlight bulbs, more tail light bulbs, safe in there so they don't break. And then here's another assortment of spare parts. So, spare MAF, spare head, or whatever, corner reflectors, brake booster with a check valve. We have a spare cam sensor. We have a brand new crank sensor. We have water pump O-ring. That's just something random I brought. A confirmed goods slave cylinder, aux fan relays, and then a ton of other relays down here. So we have main relays, crash alarm relays, fuel pump relays, O2 sensor relays, all the important relays. Bigger hose clamps, coolant temp sensor, bunch of OBD1 coil packs, a whole set of spare pink top injectors, which I didn't know I have, but I have them, so that's cool. And that's pretty much it for like the spare, like smaller assortment of parts. That's pretty much most sensors that could leave this car inoperable. Maybe I'll go grab a Vanos solenoid as well, but honestly, a Vanos solenoid could go bad and the car just won't have Vanos, but it'll still work. So I wish I had an IAT sensor, but I don't. So that's all I got for sensors and stuff like that. Then we have a fender cover in case I gotta lean over my fenders and work. And then we have wiring kits. So we have wire cutters, crimpers, and all that, and strippers, duct tape, electrical tape, and a lighter for connectors or burning anything if we have to start a fire, something crazy like that. And then we have one more box of random tools. So this is tire pressure gauge, vice grips, Phillips flathead screwdrivers, short and long. We have picks, adjustables, Allen keys, wire cutters. We have coilover wrenches to adjust ride height, trim tools, a whole lot of zip ties, some quick JB weld in case we got a quick weld, razor blade, pliers, needle nose and regular, a magnet. We have all box end wrenches from 18 down to 7 mil. I went with a 7 mil because that's what bleeds the slave, so you might need that one day. So we have all sockets and wrenches from basically 7 millimeters to 22, which is what you want. Various extensions and a tire pressure or a tire, what's it called? Tire valve kit. And then we have a 5 mil Allen key, which is what the crank sensor takes. You want that in case you gotta do the crank sensor on the road. And then obviously socket wrenches of various sizes in the kit. And some Scotch-Brite in case you gotta clean something or, you know, whatever. And that, I believe, oh, and I'll probably bring those 2 pieces of wood, which I don't know where I put them. But that, I believe, is everything that I have and can think of for emergency E34 kits. So I gotta pack all this in the trunk now. I don't think I'm missing anything, but you know, who knows? You can't bring everything. I could bring, you know, spare axles, spare engine, spare oil pan, but obviously that's not gonna happen. So you gotta be kind of thoughtful. Most things that I'm not bringing, I have, and worst case, I'll have my mom next day air them to me. So go ahead and pack some of this into the car, show you guys that, and then wait for my co-pilots. Then it's time to start this trip. Okay, I majorly underestimated the space of an E34 trunk. Everything that was there went in here, and we still have a ton of room. So I mean, I got 2 bags to put in here, my friend's got 2 bags. Obviously I can rearrange a little bit, but everything will fit there, and then like snacks and stuff, We got one open back seat. Plenty of room. Case of water. I got to bring a case of beer. I think we're all right here. So I put jack and a lot of that, stands in that bin, which really helped out with space. That was a great idea, thanks to my mom. Who would have thought S52 would get 28 miles per gallon? We are absolutely cruising along. We're about like, what, 2 hours in. We got a quarter tank of gas left. MPGs are good. No issues so far, which is great. This thing's cruising. This thing drives great. We got this thing absolutely packed. How is the space feeling, boys?
No, it's good.
Good?
Very good.
So we got the tall guy in the front. You got some room. I mean, he's all right. We got Eustace in the back. How you feeling?
Very good.
Good room?
Perfect.
How's the ride feeling?
It's calm. It's very nice.
Very nice. The roads are a little iffy. Once we get to a rest stop, I'm gonna show you guys how packed the trunk is. But everything fit. The rear is, slammed, but we're only rubbing on big bumps, so it's not bad. But we got some nice Wisconsin views. Pretty boring drive for now. It'll get better once we get, more out west. So who knows where I'm at? All right, first morning. We're feeling good, nice and spry. Sunshade's putting in work. We got bugs all over the front end. So we go around, we check tire pressures. They're all at 34, haven't changed. We got to check the oil. Coolant level's good. Yesterday went smooth. We only put in like 5.5 hours, which is kind of weak, but we left late. So today we're gonna make up for that. We got about 8 hours to Mount Rushmore, and then 5 hours to the place after that. Wow, oil actually went up above the full mark. It was at the full mark yesterday, so we're regenerating oil, which is nice. Probably just because the car's on a bit of an angle, but that's good. Everything else is good. AC is good. Close this up. We're having a bit of a wheel weight issue, so I don't know why these HREs just don't accept wheel weights. So we lost a couple wheel weights on the passenger side. 72 mile per hour is a good sweet spot where you don't really notice it. We're gonna try to just get to Missoula because that's where my dad's at, and I can put the car in the garage, take the wheels off and stuff, rather than emergency stopping at a tire shop. If it gets bad, we'll see, but so far it's all right. So I'm gonna show you guys the trunk situation, or the space situation, I guess. Back seat, we got cooler, one bag, some quick detailer and snacks. Not a lot of room. And then this trunk is just maxed out. All the spare parts in the green bin. Beer, birthday gift for my dad. Water, some miscellaneous stuff, bags. We're riding pretty low, but we're getting there. We only rub on big bumps, which isn't too bad. So I will see you guys at Mount Rushmore. On our way up to Mount Rushmore, even though we have 2,000 pounds of garbage in this car, that's what it feels like. We're still shredding the mountains. I don't think this would have been possible with an M50 auto, because even the S52 with all this weight and 3 people, it's like a push. It's struggling sometimes.
What do you got to say?
All right, so that was a little flyby. We're right below Mount Rushmore, South Dakota, Black Hills, or I think it's called. I dropped these guys off, so I actually do a little bit of a rip. Even with all the luggage, still a great time. Now we're taking in all the scenery and having the time of my freaking life. All the hard work that you guys watched of me putting this car together has paid off already, and we're not even I'm day 1.5 into the trip, and I still got weeks left, so this is great. So we're gonna be tourists, South Dakota. Okay, now here we are across the street from the South Dakota side, doing the same thing. because we're absolute tourists. We got about 4.5 hours left to get to where we want to be. We want to get to Billings tonight, so that tomorrow we don't have too much driving to do, but we'll see. But we're just taking this in, man. These roads are so much fun. They're so smooth. You guys may be wondering, like, how you driving across the country with this fitment. It's easy. It's nice out here. Chicago was the worst roads. Literally, the most bumps, rub was in Chicago. Since we got out here, it's been fine. All right, so we're at a Starbucks in Sheridan, Wyoming. We got 6 hours left on the trip. We just did a little quick once over. We smelled some gas, and we smelled this for a while now. If you guys watched my video of me putting this car together, I said I don't like how these injector O-rings look. I did the top ones, not the bottom, because I didn't have any spare pintle caps. Well, surely enough, if you look in here, injector 2 is pretty wet. So injector 2 is leaking from the O-ring, which I literally called before I put this car together. So one of the things I wish I did, I don't know why they have such shitty O-rings on them, but luckily I brought these spare pink tops. So we're just gonna try to exchange the injector rather than try to exchange the O-rings. And then once I get to Montana, I'll look over everything better, but not really a major issue. The car drove the whole way here. Maybe some fuel mileage issues, some like cranking, like it would kind of take a little bit to cold start crank. So you don't really want a fuel leak though, so we probably could have made it, but might as well take care of this because we have the parts. So beauty cover off, coil pack or injector wires are off. So I'm gonna try to pop the rail out and just swap the injector really quickly without pulling the whole rail up without disconnecting the fuel lines, because I don't really want to deal with that. So shouldn't be too bad.
All that's coming out.
Yeah, so look how crappy this O-ring is. It's not even round. It's literally conical. So I saw that it was, I mean, I'm not even kidding. If you guys want to go back and look at my video of me assembling this motor, I said I don't like how these look.
We're gonna need more paper towel.
So that's the injector going in, that's the O-ring, that's the one that we have. It's literally flat. So I might take all these out when I get to my dad's and redo them if I could find O-rings. You could probably just find the same size and just buy generic O-rings.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to use these old injectors. For now I will. Because I know these ones were good. These were on the motor when I bought it. So this guy used the hell out of them, as you can tell, because they're just destroyed. I mean, but part numbers are the same. So we're going to swap this bigger O-ring on the top just because it's new and it looks good. And then we'll just put this one in and call it. Should be all right. Should have timed it.
We're only at 3 minutes and 15 seconds right now.
Injector swap.
Not bad.
I'll leave that beauty cover off till we get there.
Yeah,
So we can quick inspect. I bet that leaked this entire drive.
We probably did. We just never noticed it.
I think these caps cooperated. I'm ashamed of Sheridan, Wyoming, man. You know, we've been taking pictures everywhere, and every time we stop, we open the hood, check the tires, and had a lot of people ask if we needed help. We've had people drive by, turn around, and ask if we needed help. And not a single soul at this Starbucks has even questioned what we're doing here.
A lot of eyes though. A lot of nosy.
Oh, I wasn't gonna bring injectors. I wasn't gonna bring injectors, and I said, you know what? If I got them, I'm gonna bring them. And here we go. Good thing I did that. All right, time to fire this thing up. So I can say with confidence that one's not leaking anymore. Now we just gotta worry about all the other 4 or 5. That one looks good. Well, I'd say our first side of the road repair, I think, did the trick. So we should be all set. 6 hours to go till we get to our destination. Quick little injector swap, complete. All right, well, home sweet home, not really home. Made it to my dad's, who's in Missoula, Montana. So we can successfully say that the car made it here. But you'll notice something. So before we get into that, I just want to say, this was basically the first checkpoint. This was the main thing, right? Can the car get here? This is about 24 hours from home. And I had a lot of nerves, a lot of worries, and this was pretty much the first half of the trip, and the car did great. You saw we had the injector O-ring issue, as I called out my last, in the build series. That's an easy fix. I have injectors, so I can just pop the new O-rings on those ones. The second thing is the wheel weight issues that we've been having issues with. That we basically rode out. So I was worried about it, but honestly, like, we found that as we just kept going, you really didn't notice it. So even though those two on the passenger side were out of balance, they were holding up enough. Wheel balance isn't like a huge thing. That's more of a ride quality thing. Nothing really horrible can happen from that. But now there's a third thing. So we made it here totally fine on all 4 HREs. I parked the car in the garage. I got a garage spot here. So I just got to say how lucky I am that this happened when it happened, because this could have happened in South Dakota. This could have happened anywhere, and we could have been stranded at a hotel, but it's in the safety of, my dad's place with a garage, so I don't have to worry about, being in a rush for this. But you could probably guess what I'm hinting at here and to why the spare's on. It's not a tire issue. What we have here is, there's my taped wheel weights, but let me grab my light real quick. Yeah, so that is a cracked barrel. So that would explain the flat tire. Apparently somewhere, honestly, it had to have been within the last 30 minutes of getting here, because I pulled this car into this driveway on all 4 HREs. I parked it in this garage on all 4 HREs, and the tires looked none the different. But we went out to dinner for my birthday, because today is my 23rd birthday, and this is how I get treated. But we pulled it in the garage, we got back from dinner, and then I noticed that the tire was flat. And I said, oh, that's not good. I was expecting, maybe a nail in the tire or something stupid, but the lip or the barrel cracked, which is just a huge blow, because that is not an easy fix. That is not a simple fix. That is a pretty horrible thing to happen. A tire, is easy to patch or replace, but a rare HRE barrel is not so easy to replace and not so easy to fix. A lot of people don't like to fix aluminum 3-piece wheel lips, and I'm in a small town with not many resources. I don't know anyone out here. I don't know people that will do this out here. So now we have to figure out a place that can fix this for me. But even then, a fixed, cracked, or repaired cracked barrel isn't really ideal, because that's going to throw the weights off even worse. And these wheels honestly already needed a lot of weights. They've seen some shit. So that's going to basically just put one more thing that's going to be on my mind all the time now. Will the wheel hold? Is it going to happen again? And it's just a really crappy thing to happen, because this is a nice set of rare wheels, and they basically just got damaged pretty bad. So luckily I'm here for a week anyway, and I'm not in a rush anything on this trip. That's the point of the trip, is that I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. So the car can stay here for as long as I need, but getting this sorted so we can continue on with the trip is the main thing. So I was hoping that this first leg of the trip video would end with a very happy ending, but unfortunately it's not. So I'm pretty bummed out about this. These wheels have honestly been giving me non-stop issues. They just don't accept wheel weights. I've never in my life owned a car where the wheel weights just fly off, but this car has been through these wheels, I guess. When I ran them on the E46, wheel weights fell off. Ran them on here the first day, wheel weights fell off, got them redone and taped them, and I still lost wheel weights on that side. I don't know what the hell it is with these wheels, but they're a pain in my ass. So, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first leg of the trip. This has been the trip of a lifetime already. Taking an E34 that I built across the country is the coolest thing ever. Right now we're only halfway. Well, not even halfway, but we did the long stretch from Chicago to Montana. Now from here it's shorter trips, Portland, San Francisco, LA, whatever. So the car did great. I just have to say how proud I am of this car, how proud I am of myself for putting together such a solid car. The wheels are not my fault, so I can't feel too bad about that. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. and I'll see you in the next leg of the series, which is hopefully starting with a wheel that is fixed and we're ready to hit the road and head to Portland and LA and all that stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.